Hey everybody, we are in Pocahontas County in West Virginia, just outside of Dunmore in Seneca State Forest. And this is the Thorny Mountain Fire Tower. The Thorny Mountain Fire Tower was built in 1935 by the Civil Conservation Corps. Well now, fast forward to 2019, and you can actually stay in this fire tower. But all I can tell you is that you have to reserve your spot over a year out because it books and stays booked that frequently. There wasn't a whole lot of information about this fire tower on the internet, and it's a special spot. And considering there's not a lot of information about this, it stays rented year-round, and it's almost impossible to find a weekend or a weekday to stay at it. So let's give you a little bit of a tour and highlight some of the amenities here at Seneca State Forest. Yeah, accommodations here are actually really nice. So they've kind of thought about everything. We've got our camper here just because it's packed full of everything camping that we need, and I've got the top popped open so I can access the fridge and the water and other food and stuff like that. But we've been doing all of our cooking down here, and by we I mean my wife and my son. They were here last night. They had to head back because he's got school tomorrow. So, and I've got work tomorrow, but I'm gonna be leaving out of here first thing in the morning. So if you plan to actually cook on the fire pit, that shed back there is completely stacked full of all the wood that you need. It's kind of awesome because this is a little private setting for you, and if it's raining, you've got shelter as well. But we've got some of our camping stuff set up for cooking. We actually made chili last weekend for a big party we had at our house, and we're recooking chili, baked potatoes, we got cheese and sour cream and all the fixings and stuff like that. Even got some crusty bread too we're heating up. But it's going to be a little bit before we have, dinner number 2 on night number 2 here. So let's give you a quick tour of the facilities in the woodshed. This shelter is wood storage. There's a little bit of wood. I think I've stocked this thing all year long, and this is where we're at as we're coming into the fall seasons. And surprisingly, well, everything's locked up, so you get a key to everything when you come here. There is your own private bathroom facility, which is pretty nice, and it's very clean and smells nice in there too. Lots of ladybugs. Get used to ladybugs while you're here. Enough of that. Let's get to the fire tower. Okay, I'm a little bit winded because I've been up these stairs 3 times kind of getting things set up and actually hoisted up, and we'll show you how all that works. But wanted to share this experience of climbing these 3 flights of stairs. They're very steep and they're very long, but anybody with some average physical ability shouldn't have any problem at all. Let's show you what this is like. Might get a little bit wobbly as I'm walking up here. I'm trying to hold the camera still. We'll stop at each of these landings here and give you a view. So just like climbing anything, any mountain, any trail, the higher you get, the better the view is. Of course, if you have a view shed that's worth looking at. Now here at Seneca State Forest we do. Now we're at the second deck. We'll give you a look at that. Up to the actual shelter observatory deck of the fire tower. As you can see here on my left is a grate that will be locked when you come up here, so don't attempt to come up here unless you have reservations. This will actually be locked and they give you a key. This lifts up and there's a little cantilevered weight down here to kind of keep it upright. But if you get up, after you get up here, go ahead and lower it just for safety's sake. So we are up here now, and this place is sweet. Okay, let's give you a look inside the fire tower and see what our accommodations look like for the next 2 days. Pretty sweet, right? They got a couple chairs in here. They kind of collapse and fold together, so you can make some space if you have a full house. But I went ahead and made my bed with a rumple pillow and put a little mattress cover on there. Got a headlamp, and then that's camera case. There's journals and stuff over here, which is pretty cool. It's a fun read. Lots of cool stories in there from people from all over. But yeah, this is how it was when it was built, with some minor modifications here for the ceiling. They didn't tongue and groove this, I'm sure, when it was built, but pretty sure the windows are the same way that they were when they were built back in the late 30s, early 40s. Yeah, and it's pretty cool. There's out here, there's a trail, fire tower trail, and that is actually the path for the telephone lines and maybe power if they had power up here. Telephone lines and power, so that when somebody was out here, you know, looking and observing, and if they saw a fire, they could call out for help. As you can see, it's kind of cleared all the way around us, so if there ever was a fire, it wouldn't reach the fire tower. But everybody that visits this place takes pretty good care of it. I'm sure this was just a minor accident of maybe a window falling down, but the windows aren't painted shut. They're actually full functioning. These screens right down here expand, so if you want to pull some fresh air in here, you can. Ladybugs and houseflies are kind of part of the territory here. Let's walk you around on the porch. The view out here is absolutely spectacular. We're at the end of October. Some of the leaves in West Virginia have fallen in some of the higher regions, but we're pretty much peak gold, peak red right now. A lot of the color is cycled through, but we'll walk you over here, kind of show you all sides. I'll walk you around the deck. As you can see, it's just absolutely beautiful out here. Completely amazing. This face of the fire tower is pointing due south, and then over here to our left is our east, and to our right is our west. So yeah, pretty awesome stuff. One thing I wasn't too certain about when we came up here was whether or not there was a pulley system to carry your stuff up. But for the heavy stuff, you got a pulley system here, fully functioning, that allow you to hoist your stuff up. I did that with some of my camera equipment. Yeah, don't come up here without a good beverage to enjoy this and soak it all in. And obviously, if you're worried about communications or keeping in touch with anybody, you may want some sort of satellite messaging device to keep you in contact. For the most part, you kind of want to separate yourself from everybody while you're up here, because it's just flat out awesome. Yeah, so this is the Thorny Mountain Fire Tower in Seneca State Forest. Final thoughts, would I do it again? Absolutely. 2 nights up here is good enough for me for now, but bringing family and friends back, and as maybe Catcher gets a little bit older, and sharing some of this experience more with some of the trails that are in the area. The fall is the best time, in my opinion, to come up here. I don't know if they actually have winter lodging options up here as well, but plan ahead, because this thing books out a year in advance, and we got real lucky when we started looking here in October with a slot that actually opened up. So don't plan to come up here next week, plan up to come up here a year from now.